Think about your school for a second. Not the lessons. Nobody's thinking about maths right now. I mean the actual experience. Because if you really sit down and think about it properly, there's something that doesn't quite make sense. Why does it feel like Michael Jackson was part of school life? No, seriously, he wasn't a teacher. He wasn't in your year. He wasn't even in the country like that. But somehow, he was there. And the strange thing is, nobody ever questioned it. It just felt normal. Like, of course, at some point during the school year, something Michael Jackson related was going to happen. It always started the same way. You're just minding your business, probably during break or lunch. Then, from somewhere in the distance, and immediately, no hesitation, everyone turns. Because you already know what's about to happen. Somewhere, someone is about to attempt the moonwalk. Now here's the thing. It wasn't one person. It wasn't even a small group of fans. This was a community activity. A shared responsibility, if you will. Because at some point, everyone has tried the moonwalk. Don't even argue. You've done it. Maybe in your room. Maybe in the corridor when no one was looking. Maybe a bit too confidently in public. And for some people, it actually looked decent. You'd see it and think, all right, fair enough. And then others, you'd watch and think, this is becoming a safety hazard. Feet moving, but not correctly. Balance completely gone. It's less Billie Jean and more emergency situation. But that never stopped anyone. Because in school, attempting the moonwalk wasn't about skill. It was about courage. Now let's talk about school events. Because this is where things became officially unofficial. Assemblies, talent shows, end-of-term performances. Everything is organized, structured, proper. And then Michael Jackson enters the chat. Out of nowhere. No warning. No announcement like, next up, another Michael Jackson performance. It just happens. You're watching the show, everything's going normally, then you hear that familiar intro, and the entire room already knows. Oh, here we go. And what makes it even better is, it's never just one performance. Oh no, multiple people had the same idea. So now you're watching different versions. Same songs, same moves, different levels of confidence. One person is smooth, controlled, almost professional. The next person is freestyling like the choreography is optional. And somehow, both get applause. Because at the end of the day, it's Michael Jackson. You have to respect it. And it didn't even stop at performances. His music just existed in school, casually. You didn't need to go looking for it. It would find you. Someone brings a speaker, it's playing. End of term party, it's playing. Random moment of vibes, it's definitely playing. And the funniest part? People who swore they didn't listen to old music suddenly know every lyric. Perfect timing. Full energy. No hesitation. So now you're thinking, wait, I thought you said you don't listen to this. But it didn't matter. Because Michael Jackson somehow crossed that line. Age didn't matter. Year group didn't matter. Everyone was involved. And that's probably the wildest part of all this. For a lot of us, this wasn't even our generation. We didn't grow up when Michael Jackson was dominating charts, but in school, he was still relevant, still current, still unavoidable. And that's not normal, because trends come and go quickly, especially in school. One week, everyone's obsessed with something. Next week, completely forgotten. But this stayed. Year after year. Different students, same energy. And of course, we all had that one moment, that dangerous moment, where you thought to yourself, yeah, I can do the lean. No, you can't. Let's be honest. Nobody in school could actually do it properly. But that didn't stop the attempts. You'd see someone set themselves up, get into position. Everyone watching like, this might actually work. And then, disaster. Immediate regret. Balance gone. Life flashing before their eyes. But again, respect, because they tried. And that's really what this whole thing was about. It wasn't about being perfect. It was about the fact that everyone understood it. Everyone recognized it. Everyone had their own little moment with it. And now there's a whole film coming out about him. But honestly, it doesn't even feel like we're being introduced to something new. It feels familiar, because in a weird way, we already experienced it. Not at concerts, not in documentaries, but in school, in random moments, in shared jokes, in dances that should not have been attempted. That's what makes it different. Michael Jackson wasn't just someone people listened to. He became became something people lived through, in classrooms, in halls, in playgrounds, without ever actually being there, and somehow that's what makes it legendary. Be honest now, how many of you tried the moonwalk and nearly injured yourselves? Don't lie, drop it in the comments. And yeah, subscribe for more.